So I wanted to share a story with you about something that happened back in 2016. What I'd like to make clear is that this act is part of a positive feedback loop that's based on fake information. But nonetheless, this is probably something that was used to inspire others. It's very apparent that whatever is happening, there's a lot of information that's being shared between sources that shouldn't be sharing them. And when I say that, law enforcement should vet their sources, but law enforcement has decided instead they decided to become the source, at least in this particular situation. So I was at a Silmar State Beach in Monterey, California, and it was a uncrowded day. Very few cars parked on the side of the road. I think it might have been a pretty windy day also, if I remember correctly. I was running a Treyu out in the coves, and this is a Silmar State Beach. Not just the place where they surf or just a long beach, but the drive coming through where there's a lot of nice, there's coves every 50 or 100 yards practically. Beautiful place. Absolutely. I mean, it's almost so beautiful. If you don't believe in God, you'd think that God did exist. It's almost that beautiful. It's beautiful. So I was running a Treyu, and he was chasing ground squirrels, things like that, smelling all the stuff that comes in with the ocean. He loves that kind of stuff. I come back to my truck, and there's a Subaru station wagon parked about 12 inches from the back of my bumper. Now, let me be clear. There's parking everywhere, all over the place. There's no reason for this person to have parked the way they did at my truck. And because of all the previous incidents that have occurred, I made sure to take some pictures and things like that of this vehicle, because it was really strange. Something interesting about the car is that it was a military member. They were driving a silver Subaru station wagon from Florida, and I'll just be very brief. It had a tag with 747, and I won't go in with the rest of the numbers for now. But it was definitely a military member because they had the sticker up on their window. So as I'm getting back to my truck and kind of wondering what the heck is going on, I noticed two men and a very young girl flying a kite. Now, at a Silmar State Beach, it was the Clinton era is when they, I think it was Clinton, or it might have been, what the heck was Clinton's vice president's name? Anyway, it was turned into a sanctuary, and there's something there, these little birds that are called snowy plovers. Cute little things. They're absolutely sweet. But one of the rules at this, it's not just a park, it's like a long stretch of coastline and a beach park. One of the rules is that you can't fly kites there. The reason being that snowy plovers think that it's a bird of prey or a item of prey, and so anyway, so I noticed them flying a kite. I walked out to them and was like, hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that you can get, I think it's like a $600 ticket. It's an expensive ticket. I mean, it's expensive ticket. And was just letting them know that they can get a ticket. They started acting very strangely towards me when I was just trying to share this information with them. I wasn't out there trying to tell them anything other than, hey, that the snowy plovers are protected and that flying a kite is a situation that can create an issue. That's it, nothing else. When they started to act aggressive, I knew something was up, so I went ahead and put a Treyu into the back of the truck. I never want a Treyu mixed in with this BS. Although he is definitely been mixed in with this BS. But nonetheless, I try to keep him as protected as possible. So when they kind of follow me back up to the truck, and I'm all like, hey, did you park right here? There's all kind of parking. There's no reason for you to have to park so damn close to me. And he starts to go off and come at me, and I'm like, hey, look, man, I'm handicapped, and I ain't in no shape for a fight. I'm not trying to fight you. I'm not sure what your problem is. You're here with your little girl, or maybe it was the other man's little girl. I can't be certain. But, yeah, they were just escalating. I was only trying to, I don't know, protect the beach, but I definitely wasn't being aggressive towards them. I was trying to keep them from getting a damn ticket. I wasn't, especially seeing them from Florida. I lived out there. But that is not what this was all about. This is all a setup. So right before things got really crazy, a silver Dodge Charger, as I mentioned. If you've ever been to Asilomar, along the coast there at Asilomar, you know that there's parking at these coves, every 100 yards or so. And I noticed a silver Dodge Charger pulling up when things started to get escalated. Not a Challenger. The Challenger car is the one that was involved in Sacramento. This is in Asilomar Beach in Monterey, California. And to be clear, this was back in 2016. The Sacramento incident was in 2020. But this Dodge Charger that pulled in is part of whatever it is that was going on here. And what I know is, what I have a strong feeling about is they were documenting what was happening. And so that should be on the internet somewhere, shouldn't it? Anyway, when I say that, what I'm trying to say is, well, the audacity of these people is something really crazy. So the guy is not too big of a guy, probably same height as me, whatever. But I can't. I've got a chronic condition that I've got a 70% disability in the left side of my upper body, on top of other things that spinal cord issue deals with. But especially up there, I'm just absolutely weak. I told him, look, I don't want to fight. I don't know what this is all about in that sense. I was just trying to make sure you don't get a ticket. I wasn't trying to be to say anything beyond that. And I kept my hands completely at my side, and I made it very clear to him that I'm not trying to fight. So he comes at me, and he grabs one arm, he grabs another arm, and spins me around. While he's doing this, I'm asking him, hey, what the fuck are you doing, man? I told you I don't want to fight. And he puts me in a chokehold immediately. He starts to get me in. He locks it in. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He locks it in right against my neck. So he does start to choke me out pretty good to begin with. When I shift a bit, I'm not no kind of a big old crazy MMA fighter, nothing like that. But at the same time, I am a survivalist. Not just that. I think God loves me and is going to make sure that I'll protect myself in one way or another. And so I still didn't fight. Never tried to fight him. All the way to the end, I didn't try to fight him. But when he couldn't lock it in and he had me on the ground, he had slammed me on the ground face first after he tried to get me into this hold. Then he put me in a lock. Let's be clear. A chokehold is meant to make it so that you cannot get any blood to your brain and no oxygen into your lungs, both at the same time. When done correctly by somebody who is just trying to maybe de-escalate a fight or something like that, it's no big deal. But used incorrectly and used in a malicious manner in the way this person was, it can actually be a damn bad thing. Anyone who uses this on anyone that's telling them that they're handicapped and don't want to fight they have to have their martial arts philosophy checked. Absolutely checked. Teaching somebody to use these kind of moves that's going to use it for malicious purposes is absolutely disgusting. More better, he can't get it completely locked in, and I'm definitely not going to go out, but at the same time, I'm like, his buddy comes in while I'm sitting on the ground, and he's got me on this chokehold that's not being very effective. I felt it, but it wasn't that effective. His buddy comes up and starts to push down on my shoulders, pushing me against the ground against this other man who's got me holding my neck and head up, basically trying to, I don't know if they're trying to break my neck at this point or what the hell they're doing. This man also reached into my pocket, pulls out my pocket knife and throws it to the side as if for some reason I pulled that out. None of that happened. None of that happened. When he could no longer get it locked in, we kind of break apart, and I call for trying to flag people down as they're driving by. As I said, that silver Charger that it parked is over there, just without a doubt documenting all of this. I call 911, get them to come, and it was just amazing. The cops that came, they talked to me. I'm like all bloody because he had slammed me head first into the ground first. My knee was pretty messed up. And I need to be clear. When we broke this thing up, I completely cursed them two idiots out and let them know just how worthless they were, because I don't know why I would ever jump anybody, but if I jump somebody with another guy, well, I don't think... Yeah, anyway, they were weak pieces of shit is what they were. And probably working supposedly under the guise of God, which they should know is wrong. But anyway, call the cops come, and their attitude towards me was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. They told me that they talked with the other party, and that the party said that I was bullying them off the beach and telling them to get the fuck out of here, which is absolutely untrue. And more so, when I try to explain, how do you explain this other guy coming in and trying to, they just dismissed it all. There was two cops. The one cop, because I had another interaction with him, says to me simply, "You got your ass kicked and you should just get the hell out of here." I'm like, "I was assaulted and I need to make a report of this." "Well, we're not really concerned about that. You need to get the fuck out of here." Very interesting. About 2 weeks later, when I'm stuck with a situation with a guy named Alex Bird Skinner. Alex Bird Skinner is the AA connection to the Monterey situation, and how AA somehow is part of all of this. Not AA, but the members of the AA group out of Monterey. It's also important to note that Abel Lewis, a longtime friend of my father's, and I thought a friend of mine, and I thought a supporter of my sobriety, is also a probably 27-year now member of that group. And so I was basically let known that Monterey police are sanctioning this kind of behavior. It became very clear when this situation with Alex Skinner, he went off for some reason. We were kind of like loose friends. I had just met him when I got to Monterey after the fire at the house. He goes off on me, destroys my phone, and starts to vandalize my truck. So I get out of there, escape, end up at the McDonald's right around the corner. This is near Dennis the Menace Park. And I call, because he had destroyed my phone, I had somebody from the McDonald's there call the police. The police come and meet me in my truck, and lo and behold, it's the same officer that came to Asilomar. As soon as he pulls up, he yells out of his window, "Oh, it's fucking you again." Understand, in two incidences when I call about something happening either to me or to my truck, that this officer comes with the same attitude. More importantly, in some ways, he had a trainee with him. He started to chastise me and all of this, yelling at me and being all crazy, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I think I just ended up dismissing him. The important part of all of this is that it's just plain and simple. You also, I don't know if it's on this site or not, but I made it clear that when I went to Dean Flippo's office, it was probably around this time, I don't know if it was before or after this event, that I was met in the parking lot by somebody with a gun, who made it clear that I'm not going to be able to go up there and talk to the what is he? He's the I guess the district attorney of Monterey at the time. This was back in 2016. So, what does it mean when you have all of this crazy stuff going on and law enforcement is coming when you're called, when they're called for help, and chastising or attacking the person that they called? This is not a random thing. I have documented interactions with not just officers in Monterey, but also officers in Colorado who, the same thing. Same thing. Understand that there is no reason for anyone to be acting anyway for any record that I have. Only based on the misinformation, disinformation, false narrative, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's been spread by these people. And of course the excuse me, but also the positive feedback loop that's been created by these organizations and groups to kind of like show as if, oh, see, this is what we're talking about. But when their positive feedback loops are based on false information in the first place, and when these kind of actions are allowed, like I said, that silver Dodge Charger and whatever it was they were proliferating on the internet, well, to be quite honest with you, I've been counting on all of that. So, but what it is not only are they letting me know that I have not only no protection from them, but that I better not do anything to try to protect myself, because if I do and I hurt somebody else while they're attacking me, I'm the one who's going to get blamed for it. They are influencing the people around them that are either giving them information and back and forth in this positive feedback loop based on really faulty information and actually malicious actions because the information is untrue, is unbelievable. Thank you so much for listening. I have so much more to say, but I just need to make sure this information gets to the right people. Although I've spread this, some of this to some of the right people, I don't think they're going to say much until they need to. But I can guarantee you they will, because they're good people. And a lot of the people that have been pulled into this are good people. I don't blame them. I blame the influencers. I blame this officer and whatever it was he's up to. And obviously the connection with him, Alex Skinner, and the AA community in Monterey, California. And I have nothing against AA, except for the fact that Bill and Bob are probably turning their graves now because it's turned into a shit show. And most importantly is due to the fact that it's AA with the anonymity and everything else, they absolutely went outside of the lines of anything they should have by attacking me or by influencing anything that's going on here. Live and let live. You know? Anyway, sorry, I'm not sure if anybody here's AA, but if they know these kind of things, but AA is not meant to be a trap for anybody. It's supposed to be freedom, but I have discovered, at least in Monterey, that it's definitely something different. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all are having a nice day or evening or afternoon. Where I'm at, this is being made in the evening. It was a hot day today. I hope you had a nice day also. Please, I just thank you for listening. Thank you.